How do you and I remain salty? So even in the natural sense, I don't know that salt can actually lose its flavor. Can salt lose its flavor? I don't, the flavor.
It doesn't taste as salty if you put 7-Up on ham.
But I don't know that, like, if you were to separate the salt, would the salt still be salty or not? So spiritually, and that's the point that I'm making now, but spiritually speaking, whether real salt can lose its flavor or not, spiritually speaking, you and I, we can lose our flavor. How do we get ourselves into a position where we don't lose our saltiness? We got to go to Asher's soccer game. But I knew that there was something within my heart where it's like, I really need to be here. And so in Galatians here it says, for it is God who works in you both to will and to work for his good pleasure. For you and I to be salty, we need to be in a place or in a position in our lives that we lay down our own natural desire and will, and we allow God to foster his purpose and his will into our lives so that we remain salty. Because if we go and do our own things and we're not obedient to the purposes and the will of God, what good is the saltiness? What good is our lives if we're not submitted to the works of God? We're not going to be salty anymore because we're doing what Shane wants to do, or we're doing what Ray wants to do, and we're not doing what God wants us to do. Well, because if you go back to, and we don't have to go back there, if we go back to Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 18, it talks about being salty, and it talks about being the light of the earth, right? It also talks about, listen, we want them to see our good works, right? So that they will glorify the Father. So there needs to be a demonstration of the works of God in our lives, and that's how we stay salty.